in Tennessee today at Big South Fork Recreation Area. It is a mild February day, and I'm out for a fairly short overnighter. I'm going to be on the John Litton Farm Loop today, and I'm going to be taking that up toward the Angel Falls Overlook. Hoping to camp somewhere up near that overlook tonight. And then tomorrow I'm going to come back down, do the rest of this loop, and come back to my car. The temperature's rising today, but as you can see, it was recently very cold, and there are icicles falling down on the path. The sun is coming out. I can actually see my shadow today for maybe the first time this year. It's been a very dim and gloomy year so far. It's nice for a change, and it's actually warming things up too. There's a warmth in the breeze, almost a spring-like warmth, and I can smell things. I'm kind of in this low area, and there's a lot of hemlocks and rhododendrons and a lot of moisture and a lot of decaying logs, and I can just smell all of that. It's a very hemlocky kind of smell. You don't really smell that in the dead of winter, only when it starts to warm up. This is Fall Branch Falls, a really nice waterfall that I didn't even know was here. Always good to be on the Sheltowee Trace again. At this point, I think I'm going to depart from this creek that I've been following, which is must be the fall branch of the Big South Fork River, which is part of the Cumberland River. It's the South Fork, Big South Fork of the Cumberland River. And this creek I've been following all day so far feeds into that eventually. And so far it's been mostly flat walking, flat ground. Now though, I have completed the half of this John Litton Trail loop that I'm going to do today. From here, I think I'm going to join up with the John Muir Trail for a couple miles, and then eventually end up at the Angel Falls Overlook, which is an overlook at the top of the gorge looking down into the Big South Fork River. Yeah, here we go. As you can see, I have gotten to this junction where if I go left, I hit the John Litton farm and go back to where I parked, which is what I'm going to do tomorrow after I get back to this point. Right now, I'm going to head toward Grand Gap Loop, which is 1.9 miles from here. Wow, this is really cool. There's a huge rock shelter here. I didn't know this was coming. Just turned a corner and here it is. This is a little more than a rock shelter. There's actually a cave in here. Not a deep one, but there is a cave. Wow. Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect on this trail, and there has been so much more already than I expected. Look at this. Oh, watch your step. It's getting warm. The sun is out. Getting some vitamin D for the first time this year. There's a possibility of rain in the forecast today. But this warm, dry breeze doesn't portend rain, in my opinion. I'm loving this. The trail's not too difficult. It's easy to follow. It's dry. I'm in my short sleeve shirt. Just a beautiful day. There's a hint of spring in the air. This is the kind of stuff I live for. A few minutes ago, it was absolutely silent. But now when I stop, I think I can just hear the echo of the Big South Fork coming up through the gorge. There it is. There's the gorge of the Big South Fork. Somewhere down there, the river is running. There's a really nice campsite here. Actually, there are a couple of them. And this has its own beach. Look at this. This has sand. This thing is this is an excellent campsite. I'm going to keep this in mind in case I have to come back to find a place to camp. The only thing I don't like is that over in that area I see some mountain house bags that somebody tossed, and I'm assuming a bear got into them. They're all torn apart. So, not thrilled about camping at a site where a bear has eaten food at least once in the past. But this is a possibility. Is that bear fur? Yeah, I think it is. Well, why would we need to do that? Oh, well, there's why you might want to walk your bike, so you don't go plummeting over that cliff. This is the Falls Branch Overlook. So down here is the Falls Branch, which is the creek that I was following through most of the day. I can hear that. I can hear the rapids of that down there. And then that flows into that, the big South Fork. I made it. This is Angel Falls Overlook. Now, there's no actual waterfall here. Angel Falls is a set of rapids. I'm assuming it's the set of rapids right down there that I can hear. That must be Angel Falls. Falls in the sense that if you go over that in a kayak or a canoe, you're gonna fall out. Beautiful. Just beautiful. There's even some water in the rocks. There's rainwater that's collected up here that I might drink later. I am not above that. Just behind the overlook, there's this barely trail. It almost looks like nothing. It looks like where water has just washed down from up high. And that's what I thought it was, because a lot of the trail is washed out from all the rain lately. But I followed it, hoping maybe there would be a flat spot up there. And boy, did I get rewarded. There is an awesome campsite up there. Look at this. Here's the campsite. Look at this. There's a view of the river. You can hear the river. My fire probably won't last long. The only downside to this campsite is that there's not a lot of firewood. It wouldn't actually be that bad if it hadn't been raining so much recently. Everything on the ground is pretty soaked through. So I had to find stuff that was hanging in trees and some stuff that's been drying off in the sun. Just nice to have the warmth of a fire for a few minutes. dinner tonight. While I'm eating my turkey dinner, I'm cooking this apple cobbler, or at least I'm trying to. It requires me to actually cook it, though. I didn't really read the directions before I brought it out here. It requires like 15 minutes of actual cooking. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to eat it no matter what. I need those calories. Let's look. Oh man, it smells like it's burning. Oh no. Oh, burnt apple cobbler. Burnt apple cobbler. Oh no. Oh jeez. It's a disaster. Oh man. That's not going to be good at all. Alright, let's see how bad this is. Looks like mashed potatoes. That looks terrible. This doesn't really look like food. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Well, it's not that bad. I guess I'll eat it. There's the last light of day. I ended up having a fire after all. I did a little more exploring behind the campsite, and I pushed a little bit further into the brush and found another campsite. A big one, a really nice one. And there were quite a few big chunks of firewood there. So I hauled a couple of those back. So now I can have an after dark fire. Alright, I'm in bed. I have my mummy bag with me again, my 0-degree marmot bag. Even though it's not going to get below freezing tonight. I figured I'd give it another try. And I should not have to worry about being cold. I'm going to stay plenty warm in this thing. And hopefully sleep all night through. I can hear the rapids. It's a good sound to fall asleep to. I always like a little bit of white noise. That's the best kind. It's no wonder it got so damp in here last night. It looks like that entire gorge is filled with fog right now. Fog is just starting to break up. If I would have gotten up about an hour earlier, this whole thing probably would have been filled with fog. my bear canister. Something tells me my breakfast is going to taste like apples. Give me some of that Tennessee sunshine. I have some backtracking to do today, at least 3 miles, maybe a little more than that. I'm going to try to do this as fast as reasonably possible. I want to get these miles out of the way so that I can spend a little more time on the section that I haven't seen yet. I finished the backtracking portion of the day's hike, and now I'm back on the John Litton farm loop. I'm finishing the... Hear that pileated woodpecker? I'm finishing the loop that I started yesterday. It's another great day to be outside. It's another mild day. There's none of that winter bite in the air. There's this hint of spring, this kind of mild, gentle hint of warmth in the air, and it's very welcome. Can't have a farm trail without a farm. Here's a sign of spring. These daffodils are just about to bloom. Look at all the old axe marks on these timbers. This is a well-built barn. And a good place for lunch. Thank you, John Litton. I'm almost there now. Just a little walk on this gravel road. I'm back. I finished it. It was 12 miles, give or take a mile, I think. I'll have to calculate it later. But absolutely wonderful hike. No complaints about it whatsoever. It was so good I almost feel like doing the whole thing over again right now. I appreciate you joining me again. I will see you next time. Look at that. You think if I go check that out, Pennywise is gonna get me? It looks like a red balloon. Let's go check it out. Yeah, that's a red Valentine's Day balloon. I wonder where that came from, though. It had to have traveled a pretty long distance. We're out in the middle of nowhere. Weird. Whoop! Winter, turkey, dinner. And I am at Big South Fork. 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 Big South Fork.